Hey everybody, it's 8 o'clock. I'm Deplorable Bobby. And as usual, I'm going to sit here and talk to myself until some people start popping in. It shouldn't be but a couple of minutes. I got a lot to talk about tonight, and maybe you'll be surprised at some of it. The people watching the replay, you'll know all about it because you're catching me when the people that join my chat tonight won't be. So, anyhow, I am Deplorable Bobby. This is my Sunday night live stream. And as soon as people start gathering in here, I'll start communicating with them, and we'll do a little talking, and we'll get this live stream underway. And we're just going to wait. We're just going to wait for a few minutes. And we're going to let some people get in here. I think my live chat's working. It seems to be. Everything looks normal. Sometimes it takes a few minutes for the notifications to go out. But if nobody comes in, this will be the first time. So I guess I shouldn't get too worried too soon. Hopefully somebody will pop in here before too long. There's a lot I want to talk to you about tonight. I'll tell you, Trump's at it again. He's doing things. Shonda, Florida Jim, thank you. I'm glad you're here. Now I'm not talking to myself. But what I was saying, y'all too, and DM, hello girl, I'm glad you're here. It's always good to see you, DM. Thank you for being here. I know you're a busy, busy lady. Yeah, no problem, Jim. I love you, brother. Dangerous Freedom. Margot Dahlgren. Man, I'm glad to see y'all popping in like this. I was just talking about what I'm going to be talking about tonight. We get a few more people in here. We'll gather up some people, and we'll thank our subs. We'll thank our viewers and our subscribers and all that stuff. And we'll mention our PayPal and Dangerous Freedom. Since you're already here, thank you for your kind PayPal donation last week. It was very kind, and I appreciate it, brother. Thank you, Rod. Thank you a lot. But as we're going to get in here, I got a new toy I want to show you, and I've got some pretty good information. I'll be honest with you. I'm really getting tired of talking about Fred Knott. Glad you're here, brother. Thank you. Let's get just a couple of more people in here, and then we'll start this live stream for sure. Sorry for going live Wednesday. Oh man, don't worry about that, man. Florida Jim, cornbread. Glad you're here, brother. But yeah, Florida Jim, never, ever, ever think twice about going live the same time I do. It's totally okay, man. It's like American Joe explained to me. Liberty Smith, Terry Christ, glad you're here. But like American Joe explained to me, if he worried about everybody that was going live, so he wouldn't walk on anybody, he would never have a chance to go live because somebody's always going live. So, Florida Jim, don't worry about it. It does not bother me in the least. For all I know, I might be walking on somebody right now. I try not to walk on my friends, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's we have stuff to get out there. We want to get it off our chest, so do it. It doesn't matter if I'm live or not. You do not hurt my feelings. Jim, you are a friend and a brother, and man, I don't care. I'm not that petty, so just don't worry about it. It's over and done. Darla, so good to see you. How you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. And we see, we got Liberty Smith, DM, Cornbread Burgess, Terry Christ, DM again, Florida Jim, Darla, Shonda Graphics. Oh, I love you, Shonda. Shonda Graphics is a very special lady. I'm blessed. Yeah, you're right, DM. We can always rewatch each other, and that's the good part about doing these live streams. If you don't catch everybody that night, people get busy. So, yeah, may catch it the next day. It's all the same to me. It's a view, and I appreciate anybody that watches. So, Dangerous Freedom, man, I love you, brother. There's some people in here that I talk to all the time. And that's Dangerous Freedom, Liberty Smith. I talk to Florida Jim every now and then. And sometimes Tony Patriot, I haven't seen him yet. And I talk to D.A. Archer a lot. And I talk to Shonda and some others. And I'm going to tell you, it's really good to know these people personally and be able to interact with them on a personal level, not just this YouTube thing, in a chat. It's nice to know who you're talking to. Crow Minion, glad you're here. Ancient Drummer. Okay, we got some people in here. I'm going to ask a question. Now, do you want me to start with my script, or would you like to see my new toy? I'm going to take the very first answer that comes up. New toy or script? Jeff Brandow, glad you're here, brother. Liberty Smith, he ain't said much. Fred Knott, Guns. Okay, Dangerous Freedom, you win. All right, I hope I don't upset anybody, but if I do, oh well, get over it. I just wanted to show y'all my new toy. I can't get the whole thing in the shot, but it's a 9mm. There's the stock. It's got a little pad there with a spring, for recoil. It's got recoil in here too, so it has very little recoil. With a pistol grip, it has attachments, places down at the bottom, on top. It has them also up here. I have a little scope set up there, and I have a 20-round magazine, banana clip. And this is a High Point 995 TS with options. So I'm going to tell you, if you're looking for, it's a 9mm, it shoots pistol rounds. It has a muzzle velocity of 1,400 feet per second. That's about half of an AR-15. But then again, you're not going to be shooting this gun over 100 yards. It's a close-in assault weapon. It's not actually an assault weapon, it's a defense weapon. When they get inside your perimeter, when the time comes, that's the weapon you want. And besides that, you'll want a shotgun. But yeah, that's what this weapon's all about. 100 yards is probably the max range you'd want to shoot. But anyway, that's the new toy I just got. And it only weighs 5.5 pounds. And let's see, it's got a 16.5-inch barrel. And it's 31 inches total length. So it's a small weapon. But anyway, all right, Lynn M., Cornbread, Katrina, DM, Liberty Smith, Jeff Brandow. Y'all keep coming, y'all. I'm so glad you're here to spend your Sunday evening with me. I want to thank Dangerous Freedom for his kind PayPal donation. I said that earlier, but there weren't that many people in here, and I want to give him the accolades that he deserves because I appreciate it, Ron. I really do. I really appreciate it. I want to thank my subs for being here. I want to thank visitors for being here. And if you are a visitor, consider subscribing. Go down, hit the like button, leave me a comment, hit the bell icon. You'll know when I'm going live or leaving a video. And that's what it's all about. It's all about trying to get a message out. And Michael Spirit Talker Corkle, glad you're here, brother. Darla, Lynn M., Jeff Brandow, Shonda Graphics, my dear friend Shonda. Well, I want to talk a little bit about some stuff that's going on with Trump. And I don't mean to bash Trump every video. Let me see what I can do with this lighting. There we go, just a little bit. I don't mean to bash Trump on every live stream or every video. But Lord, he keeps doing stuff I don't understand. So listen to this little ditty. While the political class frets over, the Democrat debates and the non-visit of 2 members of Congress to Israel, the Trump administration is quietly moved to extend and to make permanent the government authority to spy on every single one of us in America. Every single one of us. Anything that we do on the phone, anything we do on the computer, it's all being digitized, and they're keeping it. I'm not saying there's people listening to whatever you're saying or whatever you're putting out there online. Pete the Patriot, glad you're here, brother. I love you. Itching to Scratch UK. I'm always glad to see you from across the big pond. I was in Germany for 2.5 years, and I was blessed enough to come to the UK, and I traveled around a little bit. Wanda, hey, how are you doing? Glad you're here. Y'all just keep coming in. But I'm going to try to get through this, but I still want to make sure that I grab everybody, like Crow Minion and Darla and Dangerous Freedom and Pete the Patriot, Shonda, Liberty Smith, Itching to Scratch UK. I mean, if you don't know any of these people, go check them out. If you like their content, subscribe. Hit the like button, hit the bell icon, leave a comment. Lock into their channel. Squad Chick, hey, how are you doing? Katrina Stafford, man, I'm just being blessed tonight with people coming in. Danny, how are you doing, Danny Stout? I'm glad you're here. This is a total blessing. Thank y'all for all being here, taking time out of your Sunday night to be with me. But President Trump is never at a loss for words. But he must have been asked by the intelligence community that he once reviled. And I mean, people, he hated this entity that I'm talking about, that I haven't mentioned yet. But it's not to address the issue in public. He hasn't said a word in public about this issue. But these matters include the very means and the very secret court about which President Trump complained about during the Mueller investigation. Remember the FISA court? Remember how the dossier was taken to some judge and he was given approval, and Mueller was then made special counsel, and we had the whole Russia collusion thing with with Mueller. So that's what the FISA court did. But I don't understand, now he wants to be able to unleash this same evil on all of us. That he claims that all these things were, with the FISA court, were put into place during the Obama era. And with the Obama FBI, and even with Trump's own FBI. I mean, he couldn't trust anybody. I mean, it was the whole Steele dossier and the FBI and the DOJ, the FISA court, the Mueller investigation. It was all a farce. And it came to nothing. But here we are. And now he's wanting to take that same court and make it a permanent entity and not something that has to be renewed ever so often. Boston Girl, so glad to see you. I haven't seen you too much in the last while, but I'm always glad to see you, Ann. I'm glad you're here. Squad Chick, Pro Minion, Itching to Scratch, Conservative Patriot, Terry Chris, Dangerous Freedom, DM, Danny Stout, Lynn M, Cornbread, Darla. I mean, I'm just getting people in here and I can just name names. I'm glad you're all here. But after Watergate, if you remember that, I'm an old man, so yeah, Watergate was something I remember. But anyway, after Watergate, the Congress enacted the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, which is FISA. FISA is a means of surveillance other than which the Constitution allows or requires. The Fourth Amendment to the Constitution was written in the aftermath of the agents using warrants obtained from a secret London court to spy on whomever they wanted to in the colonies. So you see, this goes all the way back to the 13 original colonies. You know, and they came in and they surveilled you and they took whatever you had that they might want. And that's exactly what they're trying to do today in our own government. And I want to tell you people, Trump doing a 180 on this issue sort of concerns me a little bit. That's right, dangerous freedom, a secret court, I say. And the only thing secret about it is who the judges are. Now wait just a minute. Maybe Trump is going to make this permanent so he can stack the judges. I don't know. Maybe he has an ulterior motive. Maybe he has a plan. So I'm not going to down him too far on this, but he needs to be paying attention to what he's doing. Shelley, how are you doing? Sherry Lacron? I hope I said that right. I'm terrible with last names. Glad you're here. You're always welcome, Shelley. And so is anyone else. FISA in itself is unconstitutional. And the congressional effort to lower the standards required by the Fourth Amendment. They want to reduce the standards of the Fourth Amendment because Congress does not have the power to change provisions of the Constitution. If Congress could do that, we would have no Constitution. So we have to remember that they're attacking our Constitution all the time. But our Constitution stands on its own feet along with our amendments. And I don't agree with all the amendments, but they can't just change them willy-nilly because they want to. And thank the good Lord for that. Because what was initially aimed at foreign agents, physically present in the United States, we're talking about spies, the U.S. has secretly become a means to spy on every innocent American in America. And that's a fact. If you don't believe me, look it up. People, they know exactly what I'm saying right now. Nobody might not ever listen to it, but it's there if they ever want to research it. You know, I mean, I would never in a million years ever harm a soul that wasn't trying to harm me or my family. But let something happen to where I have to use a weapon, and I guarantee you I'll be drug over the coals, I'll be smeared, I'll be made a fool and a crazy and a mental case, because that's what they do. President George W. Bush directed the NSA to spy on all Americans all the time without warrants. Now this happened during the Bush era, and he did that. He told the NSA, do whatever you want to do, spy on everybody, and you don't need no warrants, just go do it. So he broke the law himself. He should have been impeached on that and put in jail. But what actually happened was the creation of the surveillance state in America that came about by the secret court ruling, and once the secret was a presidential order. So at one time the president was also involved in this FISA court, but is no more. As a result, part of the government gets the search warrants from the illegal FISA court on flimsy evidence and unconstitutional grounds. The other part of the government bypasses the FISA and spies on everyone in America anyway and denies it and lies about it. FISA is a pretext to NSA spying on all Americans all the time. That's all it is. So Darla, Cornbread Burgess, Katrina Stafford, Itching to Scratch, UK, Pete the Patriot, always glad to see you, brother. Liberty Smith, Fred Knott, I'm glad you're here, brother. Lynn M., it's always good to see you. I'm going to shout out people as I see you because I'm grateful you're here. But you know, the NSA has 60,000 domestic spies. Can you believe that? Domestic spies here in the United States. And they capture every content and every keystroke of every communication transmitted on fiber optics in and out of the U.S., as well as everything within the U.S. 24/7, and it's all done with no warrants. The NSA is keeping track of every one of us. Like I said, they may never look at it, they may never use it. Dirty, rotten imbecile. Glad you're here, brother. But yeah, you see, this is what happens. This gives them the right to spy on anybody, all of us, all the time. I don't think for 1 minute that my videos and my live streams and my phone calls aren't being monitored. They may not be listened to, but you do something wrong, they're going to go back and they're going to recover all that stuff that you ever said, everything that was far right or Trump leaning or whatever, or showing your weapons, talking about weapons. You know, it's all going to come back to haunt you. So the best thing is to not get in trouble. The law that governs who can go to the FISA court and under what circumstances, they can change the FISA court, but now it's about to expire. So President Trump is going to make it permanent. And that's the whole idea behind this whole little spiel. President Trump himself, who was a victim of the FISA court, wants to make these unconstitutional laws permanent in America. Since when is it constitutional to have a secret court? Come on, people. The FISA courts are nothing more than a facade. And that's all it is, for the government spying on Americans. And it's that plain and simple. There's no more to it. The law is decades old and is an assault on privacy and all constitutional norms. It totally goes against the Constitution. It goes against our right to privacy. I mean, come on. President Trump is in the same boat with his last two, oh my God, predecessors, Barack Obama, my Lord, and George W. Bush, who regularly ordered the government agents to violate the Fourth Amendment, and then they lied about it. Obama and Bush used this stuff against us all the time. And as long as we have a Constitution, it must be taken seriously. We've got to quit just sitting on our hands and hearing all this stuff about the Constitution being torn down, and we don't stand up to defend it. I mean, it stands on its own. But sometimes we as patriots have to stand up and make a voice and be heard. We can't pick and choose which part of the Constitution that we like or we want to follow, or what we want to ignore. We can't do that. To do this is, makes the Constitution absolutely meaningless. And people, all of you know, every one of you here, all of you patriots know that this country was founded on the Constitution. And without that, we're no longer a nation. That's why we have amendments to update things and to bring things into our time. Willman, 757, glad you're here. Spirit Talker says, I think Trump wants to make the FISA court permanent, or at least extend it to make the courts accountable. Good idea. Maybe if he goes away, how will he find the role in the Russian collusion bullshit? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it could be that. That's why I say Trump's a smart man. He's the president, I'm not. So he may have ulterior motives to doing what he's doing. So I'm not going to down him too much on that. I just want it to be known to him and everybody else that we got to stand on the Constitution no matter what. The constitutional provisions that are not upheld when they hurt as well as when they comfort, then the Constitution has been abandoned. I believe that this is where we're heading with Trump, and once again showing his demand. He believes once again in making a mockery of our Constitution and we Americans who put him in office, because he's hit us on the Second Amendment twice. He's backed off the red flag laws. And now he's doing this with the FISA court. I don't understand why he's doing it. But then again, I'm not the president. So I want to know why he's turned on us. But then I have to think, well, maybe he hasn't turned on us. Why should I accuse him of turning on us when I have absolutely no proof? I don't know what he's doing. It matters what he does in office. But a lot of times he knows a whole lot more than we do, and maybe we just got to trust him sometime. Rena Thomas, so glad to see you. I'm so glad you're here. I love your channel. You have some really good content. So, you mods, put some of these people out there that have content. Put their URLs up here. Feel free to show these people who have content and get their URLs out there. And you can throw my PayPal up every now and then if you'd like. But I'm going to promise to get off these red flag laws, one of these days. But the topic just never ends. But I promise to make it short and painless as I can. Recent polls show that a majority of Americans, Dems and Republicans, support red flag laws or extreme risk protection orders. These red flag supporters are either stupid or blind and deaf. Personally, I think they are not only stupid, but they're ill-informed. Red flag laws may sound good in theory, but the truth is they can quickly be weaponized. And isn't that a funny word to use right there, weaponized, and can be used to take the gun rights away from law-abiding citizens. We can't consider ourselves a small government, a constitutionalist, because if you believe in gun control and infringement of the Second Amendment, then you're not a patriot. And we can't have people in our Congress and in our government who are all set on taking our guns. I have no problem if you are deemed dangerous and they take your guns after you have had a chance to testify and defend yourself. But we are all Americans, and all our laws say we are innocent until proven guilty. This line must not be crossed. But with these red flag laws, you're guilty until proven innocent, as many people are starting to find out and probably will find out. It's all craziness, and it goes against everything that we know as patriots. They're taking away a person's right to be innocent before they're ever guilty. So you're being convicted of something that you may have thought about, or somebody else may have thought you thought about, because they know you own guns and they personally don't like you and they wanted to get you in trouble. That's all it takes with these red flag laws. Your guns will be taken away, and good luck at getting your guns back in the same condition they were in when you turned them in or when they confiscated them. They're not going to give them back in the same condition, I guarantee you. I think we're headed to a bloody civil war, but I hope not. I hear it all the time from my patriot friends. Waking angry. Glad you're here. So glad. Philip Turner, Katrina Stafford, DM always. Shonda Graphics, thank you, sweetheart. Dangerous Freedom, Boston Girl, Fred Knott. You're right, uncivil war. And that's what it would be. But there again, we don't have anything to say into this, people. The government is going to do what they're going to do. Things are going to happen the way they're going to happen. And all we can do is try to be prepared. Officially Zimbros. Thank you, brother. I'm glad you're here. I haven't seen you in a while, but you're right. These red flag laws, Trump backed off of them. He went in 180 on them. But he's still pushing all that, mental stuff, which I have no problem with. I mean, like I said, if you're a certified idiot or a certified mental case, I don't think you should have guns. I mean, anybody who does not have the mental capacity of an adult and knows how to reason and sort through thoughts and know what's right and wrong and what's real and what's not, no, they shouldn't have a gun. And I agree with that. But it's the manner in which they take them away. And there's so many people out there who are mentally handicapped. And they do have guns. And they do get guns because they've never been diagnosed. So I understand what they're saying, but I don't agree with it at all. So we got to do away with these red flag laws. These are the people that go out and do these mass murders. These are the crazies I'm talking about. They are out there. And how do you stop them? You get on social media. Use these AIs that you got looking at all of our chat and all of our live streams and all of our videos. Use some of those AIs. Let them go out there and start looking for people who post this crazy stuff. Quit messing with us patriots. Quit messing with, Tinfoil Truth Seeker. Glad to see you, man. I haven't seen you in here before. You're always welcome. All are welcome here. I don't know of anybody that I wouldn't welcome. Well, yeah, there are a couple, but anyway, they're not here, so I don't have to worry about that. Brad Ford, glad to see you in here again. I like to shout out everybody in my chat, and it's always good. I know it's good to hear your name. We got Liberty Smith, DM, an awesome, awesome mod. Spirit Talker, a great friend and cousin. He's a good guy. Let's see, we got Brad Ford, Tinfoil Truth Seeker, Shonda Graphics. I love you, Shonda. She's a sweet, sweet lady. Awake and Angry, I've talked to you a lot. I think the world of you. Katrina Stafford, Pete the Patriot. If you don't know Pete the Patriot, go grab Pete. Y'all feel free to put his stuff out there. He has got Sue Eason. Glad to see you too. Along with Dirty Rotten Imbecile and Officially Zimbros. Man, it's good to see all y'all people here. And let's see, I'm about 30 minutes into this. I'm not going to get in a real hurry. I've got a few things to talk about. And if I don't go an hour, that's fine. I don't know of anybody that put me on a time clock. But I'll put out what I've got, and I'll share what I have. And when I'm done, I'll be done. So we're going to talk a little bit about prison. I've never been in prison. Tony Patriot, glad to see you, my brother. Willman 757. Guns are useless without ammo. You're right. Oh, and by the way, just so you know, yeah, my weapon is, but I do have this, which is it's hard to see there. Probably can't focus. Anyway, it's a 9mm round, and that's what fits in my gun. And before I get started on this, Tony, Pete, a lot of y'all weren't in here. I'm going to show you my new toy right quick, and then I'm going to put it down and get back to my video. I can't get the whole thing in the screen, I don't think. But it's a pretty neat weapon. It's got a little pad there, and it's got a 20-round banana clip magazine. Got a little green and red dot scope. Front and rear peep sights. Front pistol grip. It's a neat little gun. But anyway, it was a cheap gun. And I'm all about cheap guns, because I might have to throw them away someday. But anyway, just want to let you know that is a High Point 995 TS. And that's tactical stock, is what that TS stands for. But by the way, High Point firearms, if you're buying a pistol, they are the absolute worst pistols on the market. No doubt about it. But before I bought this 9mm sputter gun, it's got a 16.5-inch barrel. It's 31 inches long in total. It's got a red dot, green dot sight, front and rear peep sights, 20-round banana clip, and it's let me look right here. It's a come on, I had it here a minute ago. Oh, it's not gas operated like an AR or M16. It's a blowback. It's a blowback weapon, and it shoots anything within 100 yards. You're pretty good with. Anything over that, that's a long way to be shooting a pistol round, because it fires a 9mm. I haven't really checked yet if it shoots any magnums or not, but I don't think I'll be shooting any magnums right away. But anyway, we still got cornbread in here. I'm about to put 1,000 of them, 9 together. We shoot them. That's right. Anytime you go out and shoot with a gun like this, you gotta go through a couple of 100 rounds to have some fun. See, Red Flag Law's got my guns. Wow, man. Is that a fact? Man, I can't believe that. But, man, maybe you'll get them back. I hope so there, Jeff. Man, Man, I've never known anybody. I guess you're the first person I know that's been through that. And I can only imagine. What are you going to do? They come in, you got to defend yourself. You know, in court. I mean, not with your weapon. Sam Tampa's in here. Darla L. Fred Knott. DM. Jeff Brandow. Dangerous Freedom. Sue Eason. Tony Patriot. If you don't know Tony Patriot, go check him out on Thursday nights. He does a live stream every Thursday night at 8 o'clock. He also does some other live streams through the week, so hit that bell icon when you go visit his channel and make sure that you are notified when he does go live. Dangerous Freedom and Liberty Smith, they post a lot of stuff. Maybe they'll be going live here before too long. Dangerous Freedom's got a couple of videos. He's a gunman and a survivalist. He's a great guy. He's a friend and a brother. Let's see, Officially Zembros is here. Officially Zembros is a great guy. He's a young kid. Well, I shouldn't call him a kid. He's a young man. Just like, come on, Tampa, where you at? But anyway, Sam Tampa, that's what I was talking about. I couldn't quite get it. But anyway, Sam Tampa's a young guy. He's a kid. But man, I'm going to tell you what. When I call him a kid, that means he's under 21. But he's got a good head on his shoulders. And he's very kind. And he's very knowledgeable for his age. He has a great channel. I want to tell you right now, if you don't have Sam Tampa, give him a break. Come on, let's get this kid to 100 subscribers. And let's get him out there to some people that need to hear him. And let's see. Nah, Dangerous Freedom, I'm not kind. You're just a good friend. As well as DM and Liberty Smith. I talk to Liberty Smith all the time. It's always good to see people in here that I don't talk to. But yeah, Sam Tampa is a good guy, Florida Jim, no doubt about that. So y'all check old Sam Tampa out. He's a good guy, and he needs your support. So let's get him up to 100 subscribers, and then we'll get him well on his way to 1,000. Pete the Patriot, you're right. We love DM. You're a good guy, Pete, and everybody loves you. You're a good guy. I want to talk a little bit about prison, as I said a few minutes ago before I got off topic. You know, if Epstein had survived his murder in federal jail, he would have certainly been in danger of attacks and possibly being murdered as a como, or maybe it's chomo. But anyway, it's prison slang for a child molester. In prison, the unspoken rule is if you associate with a snitch or a chomo, you are the same as them. And in reality, even snitches don't associate with chomos. Chomos look out for each other, and they form cliques, for safety, because these chomos are prime targets for the rest of the population, and they're at the bottom of the food chain in prison. The Bureau of Prisons talk of a good game, but they'll never be able to provide a safe haven for a chomo in prison. If he's in prison custody, there is no safe place for him unless he's locked away in solitary confinement. In recent years, those guilty of crimes against children have not met their demise with justice. They met their demise in prison. Remember Jeffrey Dahmer? He wasn't in jail very long before he was murdered. And there's a whole bunch more, but I didn't want to bore you with all the names and the dates and the years. Just take it from me. If you're a chomo, a child molester, you have a rough time in prison. I guarantee it. It's illegal for prison officials to turn a blind eye, especially to prison violence. But as we all know, this does happen. And I think the more despicable the crimes against our children, the easier it is for prison officials to turn a blind eye and look the other way and allow these other prisoners to have prison justice. I've never been in prison. I've really never been in jail. But I know a lot of people that have. Sorry to say they're family members. but they tell me some horrific stories. You know, the general population in prison sees it as a badge of honor to beat, stab, rape, or kill a child offender. They may even pretend to be their best friend for a little while until they can get on their good side and then just kill them. The prison issues are more about neglect and not enforcing the rules. Prison is a violent, dangerous place for everybody that's there. I don't think that prison is a safe place for anyone. Disabled Vet's Perspective, glad you're here. But like I said, prison is a terrible place to be. And it's an even worse place to be if you're a child molester. We've got some more radical opponents. We've got more radical proposals against our Second Amendment there, Dangerous Freedom. Liberty Smith, Tony Patriot, Rena Thomas, Terry Chris, Philip Turner, Darla L., Disabled Vet's Perspective. Hello, Alex. So glad you're here. DM, Dirty Rotten Imbecile, Shonda Graphics, Pete the Patriot. All of you great channels in here, man. I appreciate you. I'm so grateful. Thank you for being here. Philip Turner, glad you're still here, brother. But I want to tell you what. Senator Chuck U. Schumer, that's my new name for him. I'm trying not to cuss on this channel. I'm trying to live a good life and trying to be a good Christian, but sometimes I really get ticked off and I let things slip. Never the Lord's name in vain. But sometimes I let minor curse words slip, if there is a minor curse word. But anyway, Senator Chuck U. Schumer of New York has proposed a radical new infringement on the Second Amendment. Chuck U. Schumer has proposed that body armor, now get this, body armor be prohibited to U.S. citizens and that the FBI monitor all sales of body armor in the United States. People, body armor is legal in all 50 states. There's no question. If you want to go spend the money for body armor, you can. This is nothing but an extension of the Second Amendment. That's all it is. It's an extension. It's part of your right to keep and bear arms. It's part of the arms. It's a defensive mechanism. Sure, body armor is for defense. But people, according to our amendments and to our Constitution, we as American citizens should have the exact same firepower as our military. And that's in the Constitution. Of course, when they did the Constitution, they didn't realize that we were going to have, 90 millimeter recoilless rifles and M1 tanks and M2 tanks and jet airplanes and bazookas and rockets and cruise missiles. I'm not saying that we should have 50 caliber machine guns. But then again, maybe some people should. According to the Constitution, we should have everything the military has. But that Chuck U. Schumer, he isn't just running his libtard mouth because there's no bills, there's no proposals, nothing has been made. It's just a blatant attack on the Constitution. That's all it is. He has proposed no bills, no laws, nothing about this body armor. But he wants to be up front and center and be seen. So he's going to use body armor. But body armor has been considered a part of bearable arms since history first began. Even before we had a Constitution. Look at the medieval knights. They wore armor. The Syrians wore armor made of wicker. They didn't have metals back then, but they wore armor made out of reeds and wood and stuff like that. So yeah, we've been protecting our bodies forever. But our Constitution, long ago, many years ago, gave us the right to keep this stuff because it's part of bearable arms. It's more commonly used by police and others for legal defensive purposes, but no arms commonly carried by police should be denied to U.S. citizens. So if the police has this and the military has it, why don't we? Chucky Schumer just wants to limit our Second Amendment rights once again, and that's what it's all about. And you know, people, I'm running out of stuff to talk about. I've about reached the end of this. I have one last little thing to say about Chuck U. Schumer. And anyway, you look at Chuck U's unconstitutional proposals to deprive U.S. citizens of body armor will quickly be turned into a constitutional infringement. And that's what it is. So anytime they attack our Second Amendment or our bearable arms, which is body armor, ammo, and everything else. I mean, what good is a weapon if you don't have ammunition? And I hope it never happens. But, you know, I hear a lot of talk all the time, all over the internet. Amy and the Mod, glad to see you, Amy. Good to see you. Poor Dirt Farmer, I was talking to somebody today about you. And so glad to see you here, brother. I check you out every time I can. Amy the Mod, Wake and Angry, DM, Liberty Smith, Poor Dirt Farmer, Jeff Brandow, still here. Dirty Rotten Imbecile, still here. Glad you're here, brothers. I've got about 13 minutes left. If y'all have any questions, y'all feel free to shoot me some stuff. And if not, I'm going to back out of here and let somebody else go live and take my place, because I'm sure there's a lot of people that can put out some good information. And I knew I was running short today on my script, but be honest with you, I really can't do the same stories every day. You know, that's why I got off of. I am still pro-life. I am pro-life 100%, up and down, back and forth, no matter what. I am pro-life, but I had to get off of all of the abortion stories. Not only was it affecting me, you know, and my mental well-being, because all I did was bring you the sad horrors of abortion and the abortion laws and what the Supreme Court is doing with abortion laws. And you can only do so much on a topic before it's all repetitive. So I still look at abortion stuff all the time. Every day I check to see if there's anything new. But there's no sense reporting on a topic, at least for me. Because one thing, it saddens me to have to do those kind of topics. And it's better if I don't repeat myself too much. So I'm just trying to do a live stream to put stuff out there that I haven't talked about. But it's hard because everyday news is getting pretty stale right now. And I don't know why at this time in the election process. I would have thought that we would have been having some barbs thrown back and forth. I thought we would start seeing some real attacks. Instead of this crap that Joshua Conlon, glad you're back, brother. I saw you not too long ago. I'm glad you're back. Wake and Angry says, I think he has disinformation trying to get at the head of Spygate. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what the deal is. I'm not the president, but I'll tell you what, listen to Dangerous Freedom and listen to Philip Turner and Darla and Terry Chris. They've all got good ideas, and we all pretty much agree with each other on the topics that really matter. So, everybody, I just want you to know that I'm glad you're here. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Hit the bell icon, leave a comment, hit the like button on your way out if you wouldn't mind. I never put the number of my chat up here because, be honest with you, people, I don't really want to know how many's in my chat. It matters to me how many are in my chat. Do not get me wrong. I want as many people in here as I could possibly gather together at one time. But I don't want it to be a distraction from my chat or from my script or from my live stream, checking to see how many people are in here, because it doesn't matter. I never start my live streams till I get about 8 or 10 people anyway, so I know I've got them, and you just keep coming. And people, I am so grateful, and I want you to know, I'm not just placating to you. I'm not just trying to kiss up. It really matters to me that you come in here. It matters to me that DM takes time out of her busy schedule to come mod for me. Liberty Smith, Fred Knott. Fred Knott is a busy guy. He mods a lot of channels. Pete the Patriot has a very busy channel. He has over 4,000 subs. He's busy, but yet he comes and he spends time on my chat. And I am so grateful and so thankful. Dirty Rotten Imbecile and Amy the Mod and Awaken Angry and Joshua Conlon and Sue Eason. Y'all have been coming in here and you're turning into regulars. And Rena Thomas. I'm so glad to see you. And I mean that with all my heart. I'm glad to see you here, because I'm not doing this live stream just for fun. This is something that I enjoy, and I know that if I've got you good people in here to keep the chat going, to keep me going, let's see, it says I identify as two people, me and the boss and my wife. Well, I don't have a wife, thank the Lord. I'm done with that. You're welcome, Dirty Rotten Imbecile, and Fred Knott and all you people. I'm going to get on out of here. I'm in it about 8 minutes early. That light's getting a little brighter, so I'm going to back it on out a little bit. But people, thank you again for coming. And I'll be seeing you again. I'll probably do a live stream either Wednesday afternoon or I'll do a video, because I'm still taking Nugget to class. And I want you to know she's doing real good now. I told you last week I was going to take her to class. Well, we got ready to go. Spirit Talker got in the front seat, in the driver's seat, and I got her ready to go out to the car. And this dog acted a total, complete fool. I mean, I have never seen a dog act so spastic in my life. And it's my fault. You know, I trained her weeks and weeks ago, or I thought I had her trained, to the car and all that kind of stuff. But it's been several weeks, and she's a puppy. So I guess she forgot it, or she didn't like it, or whatever. And she pitched a total fit. So I wasn't able to take her to the class Wednesday night. She just refused to get in that car. And at 80 pounds, she's too big for me to be fighting. So I just let her stay home. And I called the trainer. And the trainer said, well, he said, that's normal for a dog that hasn't been socialized, and she hasn't, and that's my fault. I mean, she's here with me, and she's here with my schnauzer and my mother and the neighbors, she knows them, but she's not used to going out in public. So I took his advice, and I've been working with her every day, 4 or 5 times a day, taking her out. I've got her to where she's healing pretty good. She'll sit and stay, and I can walk away and out of sight, and she'll stay there. So she's learning. But when Wednesday comes, I'm hoping she'll be ready to ride in the car, and we'll be able to go and attend the class. So anyway, an update on Nugget is that even though she acted a total fool Wednesday night, the last 2 days, she's made huge gains in her training. So everything's looking good. Let's see, my dog will be ready when I leave. When I say I want to go for a ride, he jumps in the truck, I know, or jumps in the car. Yeah, that's what I want her to do. But see, it was my fault. From the time she was a puppy, I never rode her in the car. And now she's almost a year old. And so she hasn't ridden in a car but once in her entire life, so she didn't know what it was. And it's my fault. It's my fault. It's nobody's fault but my own. So I'm having to do the extra work to get her prepared to go to class, because you can't just go to class a total idiot. You got to have a little bit of smarts. So I'm working with her hard every day, 4 or 5 times a day. And I'll see everybody. Y'all go see Pete the Patriot. I think he's going live here in a little bit. Poor Dirt Farmer. White Shepherd's name is Nugget. Hey, how about that, brother? That's pretty cool. Yeah, check out History B and DM on Saturday nights at 9 p.m. They have a great show going. Check them out. They're really informative. History B brings all of the learned knowledge, and DM is just a super smart individual, and she's got great ideas, and they put out great content. So check them out on Saturday nights at 9 p.m. Check out Florida Jim. He comes on sporadically, but maybe he's going to start doing things a little more often and a little regular. So check him out. Don't forget American Joe Show. He goes live a lot of times through the week, so check him out. Hit the bell icon, know when he's going live. Let's see. Dangerous Freedom, he has content, as well as Shonda Graphics. Check her out. She's got some pretty good stuff to look at. Liberty Smith does a lot of postings. He posts a lot of good Patriot stuff, so check out his channel. Spirit Talker, he's a great friend and relative. I always support him, and he always supports me. He's a good friend. So I'm going to say good night to Philip Turner, the conservative patriot. Glad you're here, brother. Glad you're here. Go see Pete, Sue Eason. I love you, girl. Katrina Stafford. I'm going to say good night, and if it's okay with you, I'm going to say a short prayer, and I'll end this live stream. Lord God, blessed Father, thank you once again for the opportunity to talk with our good friends, and Lord, to put a little information out there and to maybe entertain for just a moment. Lord, I give you the honor and the glory for it all. Lord, I thank you for giving me the strength, Lord, to do this kind of thing. And Lord, I thank you for those who are willing to listen as I go through my live streams and my videos. Lord, I try to do the best I can. Lord, I'm grateful to each and every one of them. Go with them tonight, Lord, as we leave this place. Lord, lead them and guide them. Bless them, Lord. Lord, thank you for the blessings you've given me. In Jesus' name I pray these things. So be it, and amen. Everybody have a great night. I'll see y'all Wednesday sometime, and for sure I'll see you Friday night live stream at 8 o'clock. I want to thank all of you for being here. God bless. Remember our children, the trafficked, the exploited, the abused, and the sexually abused. Remember them in your prayers. Remember all your Patriot friends. I'm Deplorable Bobby, and I'll see y'all on a video sometime Wednesday. Y'all be good. Have a good night, and God bless.